which means to say, doesn't matter what you paint. Doesn't matter how you paint. If you use oils or acrylics, what matters is how sincere you are.
Oh, wow.
Jump, you're ready now. Jump, the sky's the limit. Jump, jump, jump. Leave it all behind and jump. Just go for it. Jump, if you can dream it. Jump, jump, jump. Together we can do all things.
Don't you love our new music? Please tell me you're shaking inside of your car and singing this song with us, because when I got this jingle back, I was screaming, saying, jump! I love it so much. Julie, great job. Gideon, great job. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad that I get to call you guys friend, creator, genius. Anyway, guys, so what I want to talk to you guys today in the podcast is just to give you guys highlights about the Dreamtopia Workshop with Cathy Heller and so many incredible speakers that she had in LA. And I got to travel with this amazing group of girls from Colorado that I love them so much. So let's get started. I did invite my friend Julie to participate in this conversation, and I think you guys are going to like it. Friend Jules with me here today, and we're going to talk about the Dreamtopia Workshop. So I invited you to this conversation because she gave me a call, and she told me, tell me all about it. And I said, how about we go to Zoom and we record a episode, and I can tell everybody how was Dreamtopia Workshop. So Jules is here because she asked me, but also she's here because she's awesome and it's going to help me navigate this thing awesome. So say hi to everybody, Jules.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Rebecca, for having me. I'm so excited to hear about this Dreamtopia conference that you went to, and I want to hear all the highlights. And so go.
I'm ready. I'm so ready. So let's talk about what happened when I was going there. This huge snowstorm happened. The biggest snowstorm in the state of Colorado. They have to call. It says on the news they call for like military extra help to come to Colorado. That's how bad that was.
Oh my gosh.
The storm was huge. Okay. So what happened is I was flying standby, and everybody decided to go to an early, flight, and I couldn't get a seat. So I ended up going to a plane that they just put it over there, and that was the last plane to leave Colorado that day.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And everybody else got stuck in the airport and had to sleep in the airport and everything. And the storm was crazy here in Colorado. But anyway, I made it through it. And it was the funniest thing that when we were going up through the storm, they had to defrost the airplane first. And I was like, okay, this is about to get real. And then when we get to I knew the girl that was beside me very little. And I said, excuse me, can I hold your hands?
Oh.
I said to her, because I was like, if we go to see Jesus right now, I want to hold somebody. I want to hold somebody's hands. So we did hold hands, and I was praying the whole time, and we got through the storm. Like the wind, and there was a little plane. It was shaking, So by the time we got to up in towards middle of the trip, I can see the sun, and it was almost like dying and being alive again in a different place. Because we went through the storm. But two of the girls that were going to go, they actually stayed inside of the airplane and never made it to LA that night.
On a different plane?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They had to sleep in the airport because nobody could go anywhere. I think it was something like crazy 8 inches here. And
oh, my gosh. Wow.
Something insane. But anyway, what happened is we made it through to LA, me and this other girl, and, and got check-in and everything. So when we started the conference, this guy named Andy J.Pizza, he was the first speaker. And he was awesome. He was incredible. He is like an artist that he has like things on Nickelodeon and Amazon and YouTube. And he has a podcast named Creative Pep Talk. And he talks to creators. So he was so real. The things that he said was so amazing. But the thing that one of the things that marked me the most about Andy was he said something like, we all have unique DNA. We all have different DNA. So what you have to put, the work that you have to put in the world, it will never be the same as mine. But this is your advantage that you have a unique DNA. And he spoke about us being the way we are. It's okay because what we have to bring, we don't have to worry about what other people are doing because this is our voice.
Wow.
And the cool thing about Andy is that he spoke, he was so great and everything, but my friend Rebecca that stayed behind it, she stayed behind in the airport. She had the craziest night because she lost her phone. So she ended up the next day going to LA without her phone, and her phone was left in Denver. She has 2 twin babies that she could not talk the whole entire time. So then she lost the first flight, got canceled, the morning flight, because the storm was still rolling. And then she got into a flight and got there late. By the time she get there, her friend loses the bag inside of an Uber. And they're
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you get a feeling for it.
Nightmare trip.
Yeah, not Dreamtopia. It was like, nightmare topia.
Nightmare-topia.
Anyway, by the time she gets there, she's crying and she says, "It's Andy already spoke," and we are like, "Yeah, he did." And she said, "He is the one that I really wanted to hear the most." And I felt like it was sad, So by the time lunchtime comes, we see Andy outside just talking to people in the door at the conference. He's just there hanging out.
Oh,
and we're like, Rebecca, that's Andy. Go say hi. This is why you went through hell, And she did. And Andy was like, and she was like, "Hi, Andy." And he ended up giving her a calendar, his own calendar to her, like a artwork calendar. And she comes back crying, Jules. And she says, "Andy was there. I was able to talk to him and he gave me a calendar." And the thing why this story impacted me, let me tell you why this story impacted me. It has nothing to do with the speakers, what they spoke, but it has always to do outside of the theater.
Right.
Because that guy was able to be human and normal, to be connecting with people. And not like, "Don't touch me, I'm a star."
Oh, right. Talking to the people out front.
Yes, and hugging people and loving on people. That's awesome. All that people are looking for.
Right, yeah.
And one of the things, the major things about this conference, everyone wants to be seen. Everyone wants to see, like, "I am here. Did you notice?" So I wrote a message to Andy on Instagram and I told the entire story to him. So he knows that please keep being human. Because that's what connects all of us.
It affects people.
Yeah, Julie, can you see me? Can you see me?
Right.
So that
Which
was
is even just like part of the human experience, like what we're longing for just as people. But it's neat to see artists who you kind of look at and think, "Oh, you have it all together," looking for that recognition too. It just shows you that we all want it, That's really good.
So they have all these amazing people coming. And then this very interesting lady came. And it was interesting how she was able to navigate. She talks about don't die with the gifts inside of you. That was her topic.
Wow.
And her name was Amber Rae. And she wrote a book and said, like, Choose to Wonder is the name of her book. And I am like, I want to buy this book as soon as possible. because she made it a really fun thing that says like, hey, what is the name of the fears that you face it? Like for me, it was the fear of accent.
Mm.
And he says, make that person, imagine the accent being a person. What do you call that person? You know, and then talk to that person. Basically, talk to your own fears. And say, hey, dear accent, I know you're here. I recognize you're here. But can you talk to me? Like, what is the problem? What is your concern towards me? And then the accent can just tell you, this is my concern, that you'll be ashamed, that you'll be this, that you'll be that. And then she have a conversation with that fear and say, I understand your concern, but I release you too.
And I'm not afraid of you. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's really good.
It was incredible. A lot of people were crying on that because...
And by the way, I love your accent. Dang it.
Do you know that is when she said, what is the one fear? Like, I'm pretty bold, but what was one fear that I have to me was my lack of speaking correctly. And, you know, and I was like, oh man. And then when I was doing the exercise, I had the name of the guy was Alexandro. And I was like, Alexandro.
Perfect.
I was like, Alexandra, I'm really afraid of you. You are the accent in my life, you know, and I don't speak fully English. And Alexandra said, and I had to tell Alexandra, I recognize you're there, but you're not going to stop me.
Yes. And you speak full English. You just don't speak perfect English. Come on. Right?
Yes. But you know what? It's okay. You know, I just have to realize it's okay, because the things that we feel like it's cursed over us for some weird reason is actually what makes us different. You know, and people that will listen to a podcast that is not quite like mine, it's okay. It's not, the thing is, not everybody is going to like me. You know, not everybody is going to be okay with my accent, but that's okay. But there's few people that will love it. And they will be like, that girl is so happy and genuine. And I'll listen to her anytime.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. So anyway, so it was intense. It was a lot of people, but I need to tell you two people that I met.
Okay.
So I met Cathy Heller with the lady that helped me start this podcast. And she had such a level of energy, and she was so normal. Like, she wore tennis shoes for the second day. Like, she was so, you know, she's almost like somebody that you can say, like, she's a friend just hanging out in the living room. That's how she acted the entire time. Very, very, not like, we all know she's a star, but she was very, very cool. Authentic
and normal, genuine.
And you can see that she was flowing in her gift, because she was like, oh, I just love doing this. Every 5 seconds she would say, I just love doing this. This makes me so alive, you know? So that was pretty cool. So when I finally went to meet her, the thing that caught on my attention is she did recognize me. And she said, Rebeca, because I have been talking on Instagram with her quite a bit. And she recognized me. And I was like, that's me. I was like, any other Rebeca behind me? Any other? Just do a little check, you know, let me make sure. But the thing is, like, when we admire somebody and somebody recognizes us, it has such a big
impact. Yeah.
You know, so I said, I know you asked me for my story, but I did not send it to you because of Alexandro, my fears. Alexandro.
Did you say that?
And she said, what are you talking about? I don't know English too.
Oh, that's so precious.
It was so sweet. And then after the next day, I went the next day, the person that was going to open the workshop was Jeff Goins. And Jeff Goins is the guy that wrote the book, Real Artists Don't Starve.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a great title.
He sold millions of books, and he's famous. Jeff Goins is a real famous writer, right? And speaker. And he was there, and I also talked to him in Instagram because I bug like that. People that I admire, I like to bug them. So when Jeff Goins left the stage, I was like, I need to say hi. But he's gone. And there was people running after him like to get autograph. And I was like, I'm going to go to the lobby and see if Jeff Goins for some reason is running through the lobby. And guess what Jeff Goins was running through?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I was like, Jeff. Because I've been telling everybody, I have a friend named Jeff Goins.
Oh my gosh. That is incredible.
So anyway, and I finally meet Jeff Goins. He says, Rebeca.
Come on. That is fabulous. Wow.
And I was like, let me make sure there's no Rebeca behind me. I want to make sure there's no Rebeca behind me. But then he says, Rebeca, how's your studio going? How is your license deal going? He remembered every single aspect.
Wow.
You know, and it was so incredible. I was able to talk to him, and then all the fans start coming around and waiting for me to be done so they can talk to him too. You know, and I was like, okay, I'll be quick and I'm going to, you know, get out. But then we took a picture and everything, and I gave him a card. And I said, this card is not for you. This is for your kids. I wrote a card to his kids because he is my friend on Facebook and I get to see his family, right? So I wrote it in the card for his kids, and I said, just so you know, your dad wrote a really cool book. That really cool book that your dad wrote it changed my life. It made me see that now I can play Nerf War with my son all day and really enjoy life, you know. And I just want you guys to know that because that's really cool that your dad gets to do that. And I said, anytime you guys come to Denver, come paint with me, Rebeca. And I gave this card to his kids to know because sometimes when you're living your life normally, and his kids only know him as dad, but doesn't know that the work that he's doing is actually really changing other people's life, you know?
Right, and influencing so many people. Yeah. I'm sure that meant a lot to him, too.
Oh, he wrote me a message on Facebook saying thank you. And I said, Jeff, you're my friend. You are the highlight of the trip. You know, like I really enjoyed meeting you. And he's like, same here. So that was the highlight of the trip. So meeting Cathy, meeting Jeff, to know that they have a great message. And one of the things that he said, Jules, when he was speaking, and I'll be quick on that, he said is that when he started writing books, he went to the airport and people thought that he was a really famous person. And they're like, are you the man? Are you the man? He's like, yeah, that's me. that is me. And it ended up like, you the guy, the actor on Lord of the Rings movie? And he's like,
oh, no.
This is the time where I live. You know, but he was talking about fake fames and what really matters and why you want to do the work that you want to do, not just to be famous. Because that has no value anyway, right? So anyway, at the end of the workshop, and this is, you know, one of the things that I'll finish with that. The one that impacted me the most was this guy named, let me tell you his name right now, a really cool human being. His name, Saul Blinkoff. Saul Blinkoff, he is a Hollywood filmmaker who worked many different profiles, including Walt Disney Studio, Mattel, Amazon, and Netflix. He did Winnie the Pooh, Dr. McStuffin, Tarzan, a bunch of other
Wow, that's awesome.
I know, it's pretty wild. And he's going to start a podcast. It's called Life of a Awesome. And he told about his story of dreaming to be, a guy that did animation as a career. And now he realized that his calling is more than just animation, and to tell people how to live their dreams. And at the end of his talk was so deeply, because he's sharing his story, how much he struggled to. He didn't win first. He didn't got selected to be. His friend did. Oh,
wow. Yeah.
And then he realizes, what do I need to do to become good enough to have a chance? And he worked his craft all the way until they called him, and he became one of them.
Is he an animator, or is he a producer, or what does he do? Do you know?
Right now, he's a filmmaker, but at that time when he started, he was an animator.
Okay, I see. Wow.
Just incredible story, and the effort and the work that he put into living his dream was so deeply. And then a guy raised his hand and asked him a question in a workshop. And the guy asked, I like to paint oils, and I like to do this, and I like to do this, but I'm not sure what to pursue. What do I do?
What did he say?
He said, it's not the pencil that makes the artist. Which means to say, doesn't matter what you paint. Doesn't matter how you paint. If you use oils or acrylics, what matters is how sincere you are.
Oh, wow.
Is the message that you have to share through your art.
Right.
And that to me was mind-blowing, because I'm like, you're right. It's not the media that you're using. It's not how it's that you are sincere to say, this is what I want to share with the world.
Regardless of whatever platform you use to do it. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Wow.
So that was simply incredible. And I went in the back when he left, and I went in the back and I talked to him for a few minutes. And all that he was doing, he was just encouraging everybody. He was just saying, go pursue your dream. Go do your dream. Please go do it. And it was absolutely incredible. So that's what I got for those days.
Wow. That's incredible. In terms of that Saul, is his name Saul? Yeah. What I liked about what you just shared then is that he brought the audience into his process. He brought the audience from the beginning and how he was thinking, and brought us all the way through, which is really neat.
Right. Because he watched The Little Mermaid and he said, Mom, I know what I want to do.
Wow.
I want to do that. The Little Mermaids. And his mom's like, okay, let's go to Disney then and find out how you do that. So she went to Disney, get to Disney, and find a Disney worker cleaning the floor and said, my son wants to do movies. Where do I go? And they said, well, go to the casting. So they get to the casting, and she's like, hi, my son wants to do movies for you. And they're like, no, we just hire people to work in the park. We don't. If your son wants to do movies, he has to go to this animation school. And then she called the school and put her son in that specific school.
Which is for me, telling me a totally new message in this Saul story, that if he had his mother believing in him from the very beginning, and he saw that, he's thinking, I can do it. No matter what, I can do it. I can go to Disney and ask the clerk. Wow.
So whatever it is, guys, thank you, Jules, for this wonderful conversation. And whatever it is that you're facing that you feel like you really want, but you don't feel the qualification or they're going to pick you or choose yourself first. And I can definitely say that this is what happened to Saul. Choose yourself first. Work really hard. Put the work in it, and I'm sure amazing, wonderful things will happen. Thank you, Jules, for being here. Thank you from the Dreamtopia Workshop, people I met. Thank you, Cathy Heller, and all the amazing speakers. You guys inspire so many people, and you do this so wonderful every single day. I'll see you guys soon.
Jump, you're ready now. Jump, the sky's the limit. Jump, jump, jump. Leave it all behind and jump. Just go for it. Jump, if you can dream it.